So the first thing would be how do you get to Somas? So go to the university website, that is www.unbi.ac.ke, then scroll down all the way, and under the student resources you should be able to see the Somas icon there. So click on that, and that should take you to this page. Then go to log into Somas and then provide. So once you do that, you should be able to get to this dashboard. So if you have not enrolled to any course, then you should be able to input the enrollment key that will be sent to you by your lecturer. And remember, it is a case-sensitive code. So once you've put it there, click on the enroll, and you should be enrolled to that particular course. So to be able to view the courses that you're already enrolled in, one way is to, like when you log in, you should be able to see all the courses on the dashboard. Alternatively, you can select them from my courses. But before that, I want to switch my role to a student. Sorry about that. I need to log out again. Seems.
No, you needed to choose a course.
Oh, yeah. So let me select a particular course, in this case, Somas 101, and then switch my role to student, so that whatever I'll be showing you is exactly what you are going to see on your side. So I was saying that one way of seeing the courses that you're enrolled in is to click on this My Courses button here. So when you click on that, you should be able to see a list of all the courses. If you want to enroll to a new one, you can click on the dashboard, and then it takes you to the page where you can input the enrollment key that will be sent to you by your lecturer. And of course, the courses will also be listed there. So I want to select Somas 101. So with that, you should be able to see, all the information put on the course page. So the first part is the course summary. So this basically gives you a summary of maybe the course content. Also gives you, more resources. Like for example, in this case, you have the discussion forum. You have some instructions about some syntax, and you have statistical tables. Those are tables used for some statistical courses. So as you scroll through, you should be able to see the subsections or the sections that your lecturer will have put for you. So for some, you will see maybe in topic form or in weekly form and so forth. At the bottom here, you have this section for final examinations. So this is a very important section when it comes to the end of the semester. This is because your exams and the course lecturer evaluation will be available in this section. In other cases, the lecturer may put in a section for maybe the continuous assessment tests for you. And basically all that, gives a summary of what you will be able to see on the course page. The other thing that I wanted to show you is, like, for example, if you have assignments or exams or upcoming events, you should be able to see all of them by checking your calendar of activities. So on the left-hand side, let me just hide that section again and show you how to unhide it. So you can see the hamburger menu on the left-hand side. So if you click on that, then you have these shortcuts to the various sections of the course. So for this case, we want to look at the calendar. So just scroll and select calendar. So if I do that, then you should be able to see. So mine is blank, but if there were any upcoming activities, whether it is the date to start an assignment, or the date to submit an assignment, or a date to start an exam and so forth, then they should be listed on, on this particular calendar on a specific date, of course, with the description of that event. And you can, go back to August, you can go back to October and so forth. And that basically gives you a summary of, the upcoming activities. So the next thing I wanted to show you is how to, how to access, excuse me, how to, access maybe quizzes or exams or assignments. So for example, I will start with this, syntax. So when it comes to Somas, you will find that your lecturer will give you assignments. And these assignments sometimes may not require you to write, your answers by hand. The assignments may be in the form where you're supposed to input your answers within the system. And in this case, it is the Somas system. So there are some syntax which are accepted by this Somas system. And this is what I wanted to show you. And this will be in form of, in form of a quiz or an exam. So let me attempt this quiz and show you some of the syntax. So in Somas, sometimes you will be required to enter answers which are in algebraic form, and therefore you need to type those answers in a specific syntax. And in this case, some of the syntax that are used in the mathematical form, I mean, they're similar to those used in graphical calculators and some other programming languages. So basically this gives you information. So for example, if you are supposed to put in, say for example, a value or 3x. So this for the system to know that you have entered 3x, you need to put a star to indicate multiplication. So this case means you have to put 3 star and x. If you need to put in, an exponent, then you need to use this particular sign and so forth. Remember using brackets. So if you need x power -2, then you need to enter x, then caret, then put those brackets and put -2 under those brackets. So these brackets are very important when it comes to, putting in powers which have maybe negative signs or fractions and so forth. Sorry, I think I skipped something there. Okay. So for example, if you needed to input that particular equation, so you can see you have a 3x somewhere. So I would simply type, that value y equal to 3 star x plus 5. And you have this validation window. So basically this does not tell you whether your answer is right or wrong, but it just gives you the interpretation of what you have input in this particular box. So this box basically is for you to input your answers, and whatever you see at the bottom here is just to validate for you what you have entered. So I don't know if I remove the star, whether it will work still. Now look at this. If I don't put the star to signify a multiplication, then the validation window here shows me that I have an error. So basically, I will need to, put in that star so that whatever is I've entered here is exactly what I wanted. The good thing with this Somas platform, that validation window will even give you a suggestion on maybe where you went wrong. So if I put back my star, then you can see whatever I entered here is exactly what I wanted, which is similar to what is here, and so forth. So let's see what is in the next page. So sometimes you may be required to, enter the inequality signs, the greater or equal, less than, and so forth. So for example, if you wanted to enter a value, maybe say 2 is greater than 1, then you just need to use this angle bracket here. But if you wanted to say that x is greater or equal to a number, or maybe a variable y, then you just use greater and then followed immediately by the equal sign, and so forth. Okay. So I'll not go through this because as you learn, this syntax, the rest will come automatically. But for this, you will need, if you want to write the next expression, all you need to do is maybe write the first one, then click on enter, and then write the next, and so forth. And if you write that, then it should be able to, that is not correct, but I'm just writing for you so that you are able to see the validation window, which is here. And you can still write another expression at the bottom and so forth until you're sure you have satisfied what is required of you. So this is the case where I am supposed to enter the square root of -5. So in this case, sometimes you may be required to know, those syntax. Like for example, square root, I will just need to write SQRT. And then because I need -5, I need to use the brackets and put -5. And you can see that I've written SQRT to signify square root sign, and then -5, I mean the brackets and then -5. So if you don't put the brackets, then you will get an error in the validation window. And you should always keep checking the validation window to make sure that whatever you have entered in the answer box is exactly what you wanted to enter. And for my case, I am satisfied with what I have entered. The next, here you want to input this particular expression here. So you have A, and then you can see the dot, it signifies a multiplication. And then you have E, the power of, so remember power, you use the caret sign. And because I have two values there, then I need to use brackets. And I have the pi multiplied by x. So to be able to obtain the pi, I just write the word pi, and then the multiplication sign, and then x. And you can see the validation window gives me exactly what I wanted to write. So remember, some of these things, the more you practice, the more you get used to some of these syntax. And this, I think you are going to enroll, at some point you're going to enroll to this Somas 101 so that you start practicing early enough. So for this particular section here, for this question here, you may find yourself, you may find questions that do not allow you to enter floating numbers. Floating numbers in this case means numbers with decimal points. So if your lecturer, say for example, is asking, or maybe is asking a question that will not require you to put answers in decimal points, then they will set it in a way that if you try putting a number with decimal points, then you don't, the validation window will give you a warning. So for example, in this case, if I try typing in 0.33 multiplied by x squared plus 1, you can see I'm being told that my answer is invalid. Okay, why? Because it contains floating numbers which are not allowed here. So what is the other alternative of writing 0.33x squared? So that is the one given in number 2 here. So all I need to do is to change the first part here to be x squared over 3, and that is what I've written there. And you can see now that I don't have any warning, meaning that whatever I've entered is exactly what was required. So you have to be very careful to be always checking the validation window to ensure that whatever you are entering is what is expected of you by the lecturer. And that will be guided, you'll be guided, the syntax or the validation window will guide you. So here is, those inequalities. So you're told to input x is less than 0. So I can say x, so that angle bracket less than 0. And you can see that is what I wanted to enter. If I wanted to enter x greater or equal to 1, then I will use this angle bracket followed immediately by the equal sign and put 1. And you can see that is what I needed to enter. If, for example, you wanted to write this other expression here, x less or equal to 3, then all I need to do is write the angle bracket, the left one, then followed immediately by the equal sign, then the number 3. And you can see that is what I wanted to put, or that is what is expected of me. So here you want to put the natural log of x minus 1 squared. So notice the brackets there. So if I put the natural log, which is ln, then I have those brackets, and then I have x minus 1, but x minus 1, all of it is raised to power 2. So you can see if I write it that way, then I have it on, I have it displayed on the validation window, and that is what I expected. Okay. The next, so before I even go to this, before I forget, when you're given a quiz or an exam or an assignment, there's always this navigation page. So if you're using a computer, then the navigation page will always appear on the right-hand side. But if you're using a mobile phone, then the navigation page is usually at the bottom part. And there are some videos which were done earlier, which you will have access to later, on how to, access examinations and, answering examinations using either a phone or using a computer. Okay. So this, you're asked to enter this in Somas, and you're told you use the, that caret sign to denote a power. So for this, we don't have a space to put the answer, but we will correct that so that when you come and try to do it, you should be able to have, that answer box for you to type your answers. But basically, remember the use of the caret sign to denote a sign. Remember to use brackets. So for example, if for this case, it means you will write x squared, and then the division now, just use the slash, and then make sure you input brackets so that you don't have x squared over x minus 5, and then the x plus 1 is on the numerator. So make sure you make use of the brackets in the right way possible. The good thing is the validation window will always guide you on how to go about it. So here, for those who will be doing mathematics, and I believe all of you will do as introductory courses, sometimes you may be required to enter sets or lists. So in this case, the sets are always enclosed in curly brackets, while lists are enclosed in square brackets. Don't worry about those now. You'll be taught all those stuff in class. So for example, here I'm asked to type in this. So basically this is a set of two numbers. But if, for example, I try to use the curly brackets and put -2, -1. So you can see here, I have an invalid answer. Why? Because what is expected of me is a set which is entered using, you enclose the numbers in curly brackets. So you can see the difference there. So when I started with the square brackets, I got an invalid answer. But when I put in the curly brackets, then I have, this validation window showing me that I do not have an error. So in other cases, you will be needed to use some trigonometric functions like the cosine, the sine, and so forth. So here, all you need to do is just write the word. So for example, if you needed to write sine 2x, then I just write sine 2x. But I want you to see what the error is there. So here I'm told that I am missing the star character. This is because this 2 means it's 2 multiplied by x, and I need that multiplication sign to be able to, I need the multiplication sign for it to be interpreted as 2x. So you can see I'm writing sign to denote that function, and then I'm using star to denote multiplication. And remember, I'm putting the brackets because I want the sign of 2x, but not 2 alone. That's why I need the brackets. So you can see now I have reached the end of that particular quiz. So assuming this was an assignment, or this was a cut, or this was an exam. So once you have answered all the questions, you always need to click on the finish attempt button. So you can see it on this part, and you can also see it here. So either will work. So let me click on the finish attempt. So when you click on the finish attempt, you should scroll down and click on submit all and finish. So if I do that, then I need to confirm. So submit all and finish, and that will, give you a summary of what you have done. So Jared, Do you want to take us on the remaining part?
Okay. If you stop sharing, yeah, sure, we should do that. Yeah, okay. So for those who missed the first parts of the training, we said to access Somas is very simple. What you do is you go to the university main page, which can be accessed by typing the URL UONBI UONBI unbi.ac.ke. And once you do that, yeah, we were also in high school and campus, remember? But we were never this stupid. That's why we're here. Sorry. So the thing is, don't be excited. Come on. We are your lecturers, and we're going to be your lecturers in the next 4 or 5 years. Please give us some respect. You're just a first year. I mean, please just give us some respect. Otherwise, you are just distracting others who want to learn something. If you have nothing to do, please do it elsewhere. Otherwise, what you're doing is completely unwanted. And you are really distracting us. You are really making us do things we are not supposed to be doing, say things we are not supposed to say on an orientation week. Please behave like a human being with a national ID card. Thank you. So all I'm saying is that the easiest way to access Somas, e-class, and so on is actually to go to the university main page. You don't have to remember anything, and then go to student resources. And then we said you click on Somas, just like that. And then it brings you to a page like this one. And the next thing you do is that you click on login to Somas because you're interested in to log in. Then you click on login. And then once you click there, then you enter your registration number without the slashes. So for example, if my number is I09 stroke 2020 stroke 2020, something like this, then what I do, remember the first letter is always a letter. It's not one. Don't put 109. So it's I. So, and we usually, because this is like programming, you need to, my student must learn this syntax because I'm a mathematician, and I expect my students who will be doing mathematics and mathematical sciences. It could be literature, but you could be studying literature of mathematics. And so there's some things you need to understand. So, so mathematics is also a language like English or Kiswahili or French. So you put your number. So what I'm saying is that the number comes with a stroke. So it's like our9 stroke 2020 stroke 2020. So you remove the slashes. That's what we are saying, and then you input your password. Okay. So you put your password there. So you register. That's the AD logins. That's the one you use for other services like library, Wi-Fi. I mean, Corona will go. You will come back to the university and you will find all these things intact. So the logins you get now, or you're being taught about now, you will need them tomorrow. So once you do that, then you hit login. Then you're back to the page. If you have already enrolled into some courses, you will see them here. For example, I'm already enrolled into some courses like linear algebra. You can see. So it's a whole course, you see. So this is about this course. There's a lot more, you know. This is a complete course, a lot of homework which I needed to do. I have examinations. I have course evaluation, because at the end of the course, you must tell us. It would be nice for us to hear from you, your experience about the course, your experience about the lecturer, and so on. So it would be important. I'm sorry, we are very biased because Somas is more effective for it's actually a complement of other platforms which exist, particularly e-class, just focusing on mathematics, computing, physics, and those other things. So if you're really going to do sciences, chemistry, you might encounter this more. And even if you're doing pharmacy, there's a lot of mathematics you do in first year. We even teach them. So I know. So just pay attention. And if there's something which is not clear, please lace it in a good manner. We'll listen to you. Otherwise, please don't waste your bundles to be here. to just be doing funny things. So anyway, so once you are there, so you have your course like this one. So you can always navigate up and down, and that's what you're being told. And then there is always the hamburger menu if you're using a computer. If you want to see a bigger screen of the things which are more important, and then you put it on, and then you have some more things like the grades. You know, if you have some grades, you have, you know, you can click on grades. I don't have anything, but if suppose I had grades, I can see my grades, how I'm performing, how I'm doing, and so on. And you can always navigate here. You can always go back to the examination, and I can go maybe to final examination. Here it is. There was an exam which closed sometime. This exam is closed because it was done in August. So things like this. So once you are able to navigate, so let me go back to Somas 101. This is the training course. And we have said, and if you look at this course, I've said that we have some pre-recorded training videos, and they're on YouTube, okay? So maybe I can share the link. But the thing is that they are separately recorded for users using smartphones and those ones who are using laptops. So because that's important, because we come from different places, with different backgrounds, and we have different gadgets, so to say. And so to use those, you need to be able to they're used differently because you get different association. So another thing is that there is some things like forum. Maybe you want to have some forum here. Let's see, here is a forum. And I'm saying you can subscribe to a forum, and maybe somebody is asking a question. And for example, here is a question in the forum. You can add a topic as a student. You can see I'm logged in as a student, and I'm able to see all this. You can access your notes. Maybe, for example, if notes were there, here is a notes file. So you click on that. You can see here is my notes from my lecturer, and it's about some things. You don't have to understand, but I'm just for demonstration purposes. You can find your notes here, and maybe on PDF, and look at them, and then, because that's what is going to happen in this period, that most of the things are really going to happen online. So here is the notes, and then you can try to read from what you try to cover online, like from an online lecture. All I wanted to say is that in the Somas platform, we believe in feedback. Like, because research has shown that if you get feedback to a homework, to assessment, cards, and so on, you tend to do much better because you get to know exactly how you're faring, such that you can be able to improve in various tasks, in problems and examinations. So, so I want to demonstrate that using a very simple example, and then we'll be stopping shortly. So this is an example. So I can, okay, let me pretend I want to answer this. Much of this has been explained, that in Somas, most of the inputs we get in, they are not multiple choice or anything. So most of them are mathematical in nature. So they involve some symbolic calculations, which you need to input. And then the computer checks your answer against some other parameters just to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So in this, so the thing is that if I want to demonstrate about feedback, how important it is that we know, all of us from high school, how to integrate this. I mean, it's something like, and again, it's something like, so try getting this wrong. So this is x minus 4. I know this to the 5. You know, I try to write something. The computer will agree with me and try to take that in. Unfortunately, if I try to do this, then maybe because I'm a student, I don't know how the feedback is. So you try to put something like this. And sorry, if you allow me, I want to log out and log in as a lecturer. As a lecturer, and once I log in as a lecturer, then I'm able to do some things which I could not be able to do on that particular case, because then I can be able to look at the demonstration example which I was talking about. Continue this preview. So what I'm trying to say, sorry, this is what I'm trying to say is that we get feedback on anything we try to do. Like if you basically try to do something, so let me just be crazy on this. So if I try to do something on this preview, sorry, I just want to preview this such that you see what I'm saying is that, so here it is. So the most important is that in Somas we try to randomize the problems, and that's one thing you will see is that most of you will have different problems. And if you try to copy from a friend, you don't get it right. So all I'm saying is that you want to do this problem. So you want to write something like this. Let me assume this is my answer, because the computer will take it in, whether with the bracket or without. I mean, that's fine if I'm not raising this to a power. But if I have to raise this to a power, you've been told you use the caret sign, and I want to say this to the 7. Everybody knows this.
Jared, I think the page you are displaying, we can't see.
Oh, I see. No problem. I will do this again. So what I will do is I'll share. Sorry. Yeah, this is the most fascinating thing about. So I need to share my desktop. Can you see now? Can you see now the one I'm trying to share? The one I'm trying to preview. Sorry.
Yes, I can see now.
Very good. So what I wanted to say is that something like x minus 6, I want to do this to the power. It's now different again. You can see it's to the power 4. So I write something like that. I know this is not correct. And so the most important thing, just to show you how feedback comes in, is I'll try to submit and finish. Okay. And this is exactly what I'm saying, you see. Look at the feedback, it's very important. So you can see the feedback is given here. I made this incorrect in purpose because I want you to see what feedback means, particularly in this time of distant learning. So incorrect answer. So what does it mean? Then the computer, like the system has been programmed to give the correct answer and say exactly how I should have calculated it. Don't worry how it's being calculated, but it tells me that this is incorrect, gives me my X, and then tells me that the answer I've given is not correct, and because of blah, 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 you know, just to help me, because all lecturers will be giving you problems based on something they have already covered. So then you can try to integrate, you can try to interrogate yourself why your answer is not correct. You can see the correct answer is x minus 6, all of this to the 4/4 plus a constant, because whenever we have these indefinite integrals, we should have constant, something we have learned basically just the other day from high school. So that's the importance of having feedback. So all I'm saying is that feedback is key to anything you try to do, and it's really important, and it's really needed. And so feedback will be one of the biggest ideas which will come. And I don't have to waste any more time just telling you this, but the most important thing is that if you look at this question, for example, I can try to edit this question, and it asks you some properties. You don't have to know what it is, but all I'm saying is that sometimes feedback comes in terms of a graph. Like you're being told, like, look, the answer you just entered is not, sorry, it just takes time because so many things trying to run. So let me just show you another one which involve a graph, and then we just basically stop there. I think our training was supposed to be very short. It's only that we got interruptions from I don't know where. So the thing is that suppose you want to find a cubic function such which makes this function here complete. So a cubic function, something of degree 3. So you want to say, maybe let me say something like that. I'm trying to get this wrong, and then you see what happens. So once you submit your answer, because most of the problems you'll be doing locally, so you will not be adding in your problems. We are very biased on this training on mathematics because that's what we understand best, because we are mathematicians at the university. But the thing is that you are basically interested in different things. If you're doing pharmacy, you'll do lots of mathematics. If you're doing whatever you think you're doing, once you see your courses is when you realize, you will need some of these systems. And if you're because I know chemistry, physics, mathematics, and so on. Mostly the colleges, the schools and the departments, which will be, because you study medicine, yes, but then the lecturer for chemistry comes from Chiromo and they use some of these systems. That's why you're being told to learn them now. And maybe something will interest you in the beginning. So what happens is that you'll be doing your homeworks locally, and we believe in, as the Somas team, that feedback is very important and it's an integral part to your understanding many other things. So what we do, we try to give you feedback right there. So you do the homework. Once you submit your answer, we tell you right there whether you're right or you're wrong. So this is x to the power 3, and then you try to submit your result. So let's try to submit this. You see, don't worry. So this was the function. To complete it means I need to draw another one just like this, just to complete it like this. So I tried to write something, and the computer is telling me, so Somas is telling me that my answer is partially correct. And you can see, to make it continuous means continuous means you can draw it without lifting your hands up. So I need to join one end to the other end. That's what it means. With a cubic means degree 3 function. So I need to do that. And I guess x to the 3 because it's a cubic. And I get feedback. That's the most important thing. And this feedback comes with a graph to tell me, kindly look at your answer. The way it doesn't complete that graph really, because you're missing something. And that's very important whenever you want to study locally, because then you get feedback immediately and you see exactly where you got it wrong, and then you try to correct it. And so you can see the correct answer is here. So so what am I saying is I'm trying to emphasize the importance of why we use these systems. So these systems, you might think they're completely stupid. Yeah, maybe that is true, but they are not nothing. They do something. One of the things is that they offer you feedback immediately. That's why the university is spending all these resources trying to train you such that you're ready to study your studies. Otherwise, you might think it's a joke, and then next week things kicks in very fast, then you are just lost. And because the university will be very big, they might not know that you are lost. So this is why you need to keep attention and try to see what we are doing. So you put in your answer, whichever the answer is. The answer can be 2 or 3. So it tells you that the validation window, which you have been criticizing or you don't understand what it is that it tells you, because we don't want to mark you wrong for you not writing the right thing, because you could have written it maybe nicely using a pencil or something. So you write something. So we tell that, oh, is this what you wanted to write? The answer is yes. That's what we wanted to write. And then after that, your answer is partially correct. Here it is. And then, that's your polynomial is there, is being satisfied. So we are checking several properties, actually 5 of them. And then we try to plot for you, because this involved, the question involved a graph. And we try to plot for you your answer. And you can see it there. And it's indeed not true, because you have not been able to connect these two. And then once you do that, then we tell you a lot of stories, how you can actually solve this. And we actually give you the answer. Here is the answer. You see, now this completes it, and we tell you this is the answer here, and this is how you type it using the syntax Rachel has just taught you. Okay, so what am I saying? I think I wanted just to exhaust this. This is a very short training, but I want to tell you that things are not that bad, because all this we are telling you is that you can actually get all this on YouTube, particularly those who are asking about logins. And that's what I've been saying. So if you see this, so the enroll code is given by the lecturer, okay? So the lecturer comes, so here you can see. So if you clicked on these wheels as a student, what do you see? You see course description, these are your grades, if they were there, course administration. So this tells you who were your lecturers. So this is me, and I'm talking to you right now. This is our colleague here, Dr. Nelson, is a statistician, so he wasn't able to come. Rachel's already talked to you. So this, in a nutshell, once you click on those 3 wheels, you get some information about this course, quick information. These are your lecturers. These are how they look like, at least outside Zoom. And then once you do that, so you can check your courses. We have told you about that. You can check your grades. We have told you about that. You can navigate very fast, You can go all the way to final examination. This is the shortest way. But sometimes you can just scroll on the page and go to wherever you wanted to go. And this is true to even E-class. I mean, this is the same makeup they are. It's only that we specialize towards sciences a little bit more because we want some tools which are more specialized. And this syntax looks like Greek right now, and that's rightly so. But because when you'll be taught slowly, and every new syntax will be taught in every day. So you'll be told, oh, this is how you write a set. And then you know which brackets are used. So if you try to answer you put your answers into Somas, not using the brackets you are taught with, then you get it wrong. If you try to copy the answers from your friend, because the problems will be randomized, already you saw with the integration, the problem was changing every second. That means that every student will have his own problem. And so we will be testing understanding, not copying the answers. So you just copy your friends' answers, you just get it completely wrong. So, and then at the end of the day, as we said, there is the course lecture evaluation. So you just say, answer questions, and then you be honest, and then you tell us how you found the course. You criticize, but don't put so much of your feelings here because they don't help anyone. Nobody reads your feelings. Just say, I think I like the course. I think it can be improved like this for your brothers and sisters who will be coming next year. So that is what I was saying. But I'm just finishing by saying I think I've done everything which I want to say. I've shown you how to use the forum, because the forum is nice, because if you ask a question and the lecturer comes and looks at it, maybe he answers once and then many others are able to benefit. You know, university in Nairobi, like people have to contribute towards building education. So education should not be about victimizing people, but it's about transforming lives. So I was saying that we have videos here. Actually, I recorded them and I put them under my channel, my personal channel, which is fine, because then I update them every time. So all the things you have been asking, they're actually here. So the AD portal, for example, if you wanted to see how do you log in, how do you navigate, for example, you see all these are here. Freshers training, this is the one which is live right now for those who are not able to join into Zoom. And so this, I will just crop it up. If it's a nice clip, I will put it there. But if it's not nice, then we'll try to perfect it in another college, and then I will post it here next time. So you can come back and find a very perfect, because we will be giving a very standard training to most of the colleges. So you can see this is how our officer in charge of the college from ICT, she did exactly a video how to do this. Look at this.
Today we'll be learning how you log into Somas. You log in using your AD credentials. And that is why I am here, so that you're able to log into Somas. Other than Somas, the same username and password, you're able to use it to access library resources when you're at home. Then you're also able to use it to access the computers in the library when you're in the university, and also the adstudents.unbi.ac.ke. This is what you get. For a student who already remembers their passwords, the format your registration number takes, so the username of AD account, that same registration number without those slashes. And you remember your password, then all what you do is you get to your account.
Yeah, sorry. So all I was saying that all these things, we don't have to repeat them all day long, because they are there, they're recorded slowly, perfectly, and you can actually find them and find them very useful.